Here we are, counting down the days until you know what comes out. And what better way to pass the time than to play video games? Now my friend, who I'll just call Woodman, has been raving to me about this game called Rogue Legacy, so I decided to give it a try, and oh my god, this game is fun. If I had to sum up Rogue Legacy in one sentence, I'd say it's like a Castlevania game with the controls of a Mega Man game. But I was planning on saying more than one sentence here anyway, so allow me to expand on that. This game is a side-scrolling action platformer with randomly generated stages and an awesome character upgrade system set in a medieval fantasy world with some of the tightest platforming controls you will ever experience. But that's not what makes Rogue Legacy so interesting. You see, when your character dies, he's dead. Forever. Gone. Without a trace. He even gives you some epic last words. Class abilities are very powerful if used correctly. Yep, every time you die, your last words are a gameplay tip. Did I mention this game is also really funny? However, you can immediately jump back into the action playing as your character's child. Well, I mean, you're grown up, but you get what I mean. But that's not all! Just like in real life, your kid could be born with any number of traits. Some are bad, some are good, some are just there. You could be an endomorph, which keeps you from getting knocked back when you take damage. You could be colorblind, which makes everything all sepia looking. You could have vertigo, which makes this game fucking suck. You could be gay, for crying out loud. I don't know what it does, but I sure felt fabulous playing as Sir Lancelot here. You can be a giant. You can be a dwarf. The list goes on, and the fact that you have to deal with different character traits in a different randomly generated stage every time you play keeps this game insanely fun and fresh. So here's how this game works. You charge into this castle, kicking the shit out of stuff and collecting gold and treasure until eventually the enemies just become too overwhelming and you die. You pick one of 3 offspring to continue as, and you run back into the castle to try again. However, the castle changes every time, so it's kinda like you start over and lose your progress. At first this was a little discouraging and it might seem horrible, but just bear with me for a minute because how this game works starts to unfold right before your eyes and it's really quite brilliant. When you start off you're really weak and the monsters are really mean and it's just a bad time for everyone, but mostly you. It's like the first Metroid, except this game gets better. Despite the tough platforming action you have to face, you still find yourself collecting gold, which your child will inherit upon your death, and can be used to buy precious, wonderful, glorious upgrades. There's gear, stat increases, and even enchantments, and all of these things build on each other to gradually make you stronger and enable you to conquer more of this horrible labyrinth full of jerk-ass ghosts and stuff. And you're probably saying, but Dookie, I don't want to lose my progress every time I die. And to you I say, shut up in your face! But I also say, there's a way you don't have to. Meet the architect. Greetings, boy! Wanna know a cool fact? I'm crazy! This creepy fuck rounds this game out into one damn fine piece of gaming gold. For a percentage of the gold you earn, the architect locks the castle in the state it was when you last explored it. This allows you to do a thorough clear of the castle, unlocking teleport points along the way that you can use to get back to where you were if and when you die. Once you unlock the teleporter by the boss room, if you're confident enough in your abilities, you can just keep going right back to him until you claim victory. And even if you decide to let the castle reset the next time you go through it, the boss stays beaten, and you feel a real sense of accomplishment. Now, there are 3 other areas that the castle connects to, and these areas have tougher enemies that, in turn, give you more loot, so once you're strong and skilled enough to best them, you can buy more upgrades for yourself, venture off to kick their asses, and eventually start locking the castle with the architect again so you can try to kill the next boss. It's a really genius system, and I can't wait to get further in this game. Everything about it is really well done. I mean, next to all the things I just talked about, there are all these little surprises and mini-games strewn about the castle. There are challenges that reward a special treasure chest. You find these cryptic journal entries from some prince that you kind of start to piece together over time. It's just a really ridiculously well put together game and I highly recommend it. My only word of warning is that it's pretty hard. But as I explained, it's kind of designed around being hard and the more you play, the better you get. Trust me. It's good. Go buy it. It's like 15 bucks. It's so worth it. And as usual, the link's in the description. This joke isn't funny anymore. Hey, did you like this video? If you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to my channel, or I'll kill you.